At this time, 5 p.m. Miami. Thank you for coming. Gracias por venir a esta hora. I know you have a lot of work today. It's not Friday, it's Wednesday, but thank you for coming again. Let me introduce the panel that we have here up till 6 p.m. After that, we're going to have a ceremony, an award ceremony with the Lincoln Latino leaders and the top Hispanic entrepreneurs. Before that, we have the new Lincoln MKC outside. I believe after 6 p.m. we're going to see to take pictures, to do a tour with a car, to take some drinks that are preparing the Smith and Wollensky. And déjame presentarle aquí a María Fierros, que está encargada del marketing. María, thank you for coming. She's in charge of marketing from the Lincoln Motor Company. Thank you.
Bienvenidos a todos. Thank you for coming. I want to say this evening, so tardes. On behalf of Lincoln Motor Company, we want to recognize our honorees this evening for the Lincoln Latino Leaders Award in Top Entrepreneurs. Boy, that's harder in English than it is in Spanish, isn't it? It is a true pleasure to be here representing Lincoln Motor Company this evening. I know many of you saw the vehicles, so we are here about a motor company. Please spend the time afterwards enjoying the scenery outside and the vehicle outside. But really what we are here to do this evening is recognize those thought leaders in the Hispanic community that can really demonstrate, or that has demonstrated, the opportunities and the growth available in the Hispanic community throughout the United States. No need to rattle off the statistics, we are one. And we are here, and we are here to represent, and really to show the larger community what is the potential. This evening's theme is excellence. Excellence in our work, in our life, in our communities. It's how we present ourselves both in the areas that we live and work in as Lincoln and in our various businesses. Truly important. So, bienvenidos. Congratulations, felicidades, and enjoy your evening.
Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, so much. Let me introduce now Carolina Rosario. He's a reporter, anchor of Univision Network. Ahí está bien. Okay. Carolina, bienvenida. Gracias por estar con nosotros.
Thank you. Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. To me, it's a pleasure being moderating this panel this afternoon. For those who doesn't know me, as he said, my name is Carolina Rosario. I'm a journalist in Univision. And just to start with the panel, I would like to call some of the panelists that will be joining us this afternoon. And in the meantime, while I call them, I'm going to be saying some things about them so they can, start coming forward while I call them. The first one is Andrew Frick. He has 19 years of experience in the automotive industry. He currently leads the development and implementation of Lincoln brand strategy. He oversees product marketing, retail strategy, and marketing communications for all Lincoln vehicles. Is that correct?
That sounds good. Thank you.
Give him a round of applause, please. Our second panelist will be Rose Elena Sauceda. She's the president of National Latina Business Women Association that has the mission to encourage Latinas to develop their businesses and professional skills. She's actively involved in Los Angeles area and with the Hispanic community. She currently leads the Comedica Hispanic Intuitive, right? And is a 25-year-old veteran of financial services. Welcome. The next panelist is Leonel Carrasco. He's a founder and CEO of Live Factor, a company that provides game-changing business application apps to transform the way companies enables their sales force and partners to intimately engage customers. He's a visionary with more than 20 years of experience in technology and consulting firms in 5 different countries, and he has also direct firms in Silicon Valley. Wow. An applause for him. The next panelist will be Monica Arias Miranda.
She's the president of the Hispanic Coalition, an entity committed to empower the Hispanic community through education on important educational, social, economic, and civic issues. The coalition recognizes every year 40 Hispanics under 40 from New York that have demonstrated outstanding accomplishments in different public services and business areas. Please, a big round of applause. Take a seat, please. I'm going to take a seat as well. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon. It's an honor, and it's a great opportunity for all of us to learn from you, from your experience. You guys are all professionals that really magnify our nation with your jobs. So let's start with the first question. I would like to start with Lionel. How important is exceptional service to your business or industry? And how has the way exceptional service is implemented in your business changed during the past 10 years?
We work with basically apps. We create apps for businesses, small businesses and large businesses. And in our work, the user experience begins with the moment that somebody downloads an app and the time that it takes, and then the experience through the use of the app until you actually adopt it or drop it. So the experience is really about service. It's the end-to-end process. And there's several moments of truth that you pick to download an app, you expect the app to do what it's supposed to do, and your first experience in that moment is gonna be really important, as well as in the moment or the next time you touch when you have an issue. If you face an issue and you call support, you need to have a great experience in the process. So in our business, everything is about adoption and how the success is measured by how people frequently use the applications. So for us, service is everything is the definition of the user experience from the end to end.
Andrew, would you like to add to that
Sure.
answer,
Yeah.
please?
Sure. I agree with a lot of things Lionel just said. I mean, with Lincoln in the luxury automotive space, service is extremely paramount. It's critical. Everyone has competitive products. It's a very competitive industry. But service is a way that you can truly differentiate your brand versus the other brands in the market. And it's important, as Lionel was saying, to really take a look at your entire process from a service perspective. So at Lincoln, what we like to do is not only focus on one area of a part of the cycle life of a customer. You know, you have the discover phase where they're trying to understand what your brand is. It's important for us to have a unique experience at that time. But also through the shopping phase, the buying phase, and the ownership phase, you've got to really take care of customers very distinctly and uniquely at those times through the process. So really important for the service is really important. The second part of your question I think is really interesting because I think we would all agree in any of our businesses, service has changed in the last 10 days, let alone 10 years. It changes rapidly, and in our world, I think, like in most, it's not just about brick and mortar, have a facility. You know, customers leave a message on Saturday, and don't worry, I'll get to it on Monday, because that's the normal course of business. We all are in an always-on world. We're connected to our cell phones 24/7, family, friends, work. You know, if someone sends me an email at 11 o'clock Saturday night, they're expecting an email by 11:30 back. I mean, that's just the world we're living in. So with that comes customer expectations that, well, everything has to react that way, especially when I'm paying for a product or a service. So I think it's really important for us to, especially leveraging social platforms, to really be completely engaged at all times, be very responsive, and in the world of social media, really engage in conversations, because people aren't just talking about a bad service experience they had with their family member or next door neighbor. They now have access to millions of people. And if you don't engage in that, then that can get away from you quickly. So,
Andrew, how important is social media nowadays for companies as yours?
Oh, it's critical. From a marketing perspective, you know, we spend upwards of 35 to 40% of our marketing dollars in the digital space online. I think one of the unique things that we've done and really learned in the last year and a half or so is what I was talking about in terms of really engaging with the conversation going online. They're talking about you, and you're better to insert yourself in it. So we actually developed a community of people out of our advertising agency with Lincoln people on the team, and all they do is monitor the chatter that goes on online. So if people are talking about it's positive or negative, we can jump right in and have a voice.
Thank you, Andrew. Let's go for the next question. Within your business, how do you build a culture of environment that prioritizes exceptional service? Rose, if you would like to answer that question.
Sure, it's about getting to know our National Latino Business Women. It's an organization for entrepreneurs, which is the fastest growing segment and also a leader in the economy right now. So our organization is to promote the rapid growth and make sure that we understand their business and utilize the tools. We have several programs, Emerging Latina program and also Business Management Academy that helps us identify where they're at and what they need to improve on. And I think it's just creating a bonding and a sisterhood for our organization. So,
Monica, do you agree with that?
The creating the bonding part, absolutely. Our organization is a not-for-profit, and we're a statewide organization. So that's how we differ ourselves from other organizations in New York. But our demographic group that we want to reach is the younger Latino generation, the under 40 demographic. Not because us older crowd is not cool, but the youngest, the fastest growing is the youngest generation, right, within the Latino community. So what we really are trying to do also for us is we're focusing on building relationships. So I agree with you. That is the key, building relationships, because that's really where we are going to increase what you're talking about and what you are talking about as well. And even the techie world, I don't know if that's the right word, but even within the technology, right, we are seeing the entrepreneurs, what you're talking about right now, Rosa. It is the young entrepreneurs who are out there starting their own businesses. So I do agree with the building relationships, and I forgot the other part of the question.
It was just one question. If would you like to add to that question? It was within your business, how do you build a culture or environment that prioritizes exceptional service?
It's we have a challenge because for us, we are an organization that is scattered around multiple regions. We have a team in the United States in multiple cities, but we also have people in Argentina, in multiple cities within Argentina, and Bolivia, and different places. So for us to foster a culture of service, because my team doesn't necessarily touch the customers. The customers download the apps and they chat about in the social networks about the issues they have. Before we can intervene, users are helping each other and discussing the quality of the products or the issues they have. So for us, the only way to make a better product and to create that kind of service before somebody calls with a trouble is to create a bug-free product that is easy to use, so my mom can use it. So we try to create that culture inside where we have to eat our own dog food and understand really how people suffer our mistakes and try to make it better and better, because at the end what we look is the adoption curves, how people are using it. If people are downloading and using it and keeping it, we're doing a good job.
Thank you so much. Would you like to add something, Andrew?
Sure, yeah. I think another key part of developing a culture is obviously the people that normally work for the company, which is why they're there, have a passion for what you're doing. But waking up every morning and wanting to serve customers doesn't come naturally to everyone at all times. So there's a lot of training that is involved as well. So we've developed, internally we've developed training programs, but we also work with our Lincoln dealer network across the country, across the world, in many different markets. And we actually had to go outside of the industry and partner with an organization called Le Clé d'Or, which many of you might be aware of. They're the leading hospitality organization that normally work with high-end hotel chains, Ritz-Carltons, etc. They're just known for exceptional service. And we developed a training program called Lincoln Academy that we trained ourselves on internally, but then rolled out to our entire dealer network. A lot of your businesses might have partners or franchisees that you work with, and that's the business we're in. So it's important for us to have a very consistent and very standardized level of training, so we can drive on our expectations. So.
Thank you, Andrew.
May I add something?
Yes, sure.
To that?
This is the piece that I forgot. So, yes, when we talk about culture, what we are also trying to do, the Hispanic Coalition New York, is we are trying to change the image that our culture has currently within, and I'm talking about New York State, it's different in all states, but that negative picture really of what a Latino is, of what we look like. So we are focused on highlighting the diversity within our community and the positive that we bring to the community. Our one signature program is the 40 under 40 Rising Latino Stars. We highlight 40 young Latinos under the age of 40 that are doing amazing work within the community. So in that way, we're building relationships, but we are looking to highlight the positive within our culture at a larger cultural level. So,
Perfect. Thank you so much. Next question will be, please share ways you strive to provide excellence in customer service in your business. Monica?
So, and for us, it's a little bit different from, say, maybe like business, as maybe we're talking about here with even the Lincoln Company. We provide service through doing what I just said, highlighting the positive within their community. So I kind of see just all of New York State as our client in a way, I'm trying to connect it. And so doing the outreach to portray the positive within the community, that's what we strive to do. And we work hard to maintain contact with the community through social media and other ways. And I think that's how we do that.
You would like to add something more?
Sure. Our organization is about connecting. We're all business owners, and we all have some value to bring. But to me, it's really learning, what our membership and everybody's value is to the organization, and just collaborating with each other on the growth. Taking somebody's idea and helping them build a business. And just like you said about Latinas, we have to support each other, and that's one of the things that our organization really does, and it's been empowering with a lot of our members, and also great sponsors like Lincoln that have believe in our mission and vision, and will continue growing. So I'm very excited to be here and being honored, because it's one of my true passions and something I want to continue on. So.
Absolutely. Let me ask you something. Do you see equality in women in the labor place? I mean, do you see more equality than maybe 10 years ago?
Oh, well, like 30. I started in my 20s as a secretary, and to me, what opened my doors is being a Latina leader. I worked in the marketing department for Bank of America, and at that time they were looking for Latino entrepreneurs, and he says, Rosita, you can go be a leader in the community. And that was a turning point in my life that really gave me the power to be look at myself as a mentor to get back to the community.
Andrew, would you like to add something to the question? Do you want me to repeat the question?
Sure, but I don't know if I could add anything better than that.
It was, please share ways you strive to provide excellence in customer service in your business.
I think just being accessible and not being so focused on yourself. I think companies have a lot of times, what's important to them, and really to be a consumer-focused company, you've got to go where people are, and you have to do things on their terms. So if I look across at some of the things we're doing right now, we launched last year an online concierge program. People shop online now for everything, and they do it at any hour of the day, night. They do it at 3 a.m. when they can't sleep. And we have a 24/7 online concierge to be able to connect with people, because at the end of the day, you have to establish relationships. And we do it through text, phone call, video chat, anything, any means that you want to communicate with us on, any questions that you have about Lincoln and our products. We'll walk you through the process and ultimately do a nice warm transfer over to our dealer network who's ready to take you to the next step. So I think that's one way of doing it. We always strive to, continue to, again, separate and differentiate ourselves in the space. And at the end of the year, we'll be launching a series across all of our new vehicles, starting with MKC that you see outside in the MKZ, called Black Label. And it will be the highest expression, highest series level across all of our vehicles. And it'll have great materials, Alcantara suedes and Zeracoti woods, etc. But more importantly, when we developed that, was what kind of membership privileges do we want to offer the Lincoln customer to go along with that? The product is part of it, but the membership privileges and how we treat them has to be different. So remote sales, remote service, we're going to come to your office, we're going to come to your home. That's what it's all about associated with that. So I think it's just a whole nother way to connect with customers on their terms is how we all elevate our level of service.
Are you taking